The West and enemies of Burkina Faso have chosen never to give up until Captain Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso suffers the same fate as his icon, Thomas Sankara. After several attempts on his life, the neo-colonialists and imperialists keep making attempts to take out Burkina Faso's leader and his collaborators who have great plans for Burkina Faso and Africa. Ensure you're subscribed to the New Tourist channel so you don't miss any updates across the continent. Also, like this video and share it with your friends and family. Early yesterday, Burkina Faso's government said that it has foiled several attempts to destabilize the country, led by a former high-ranking army official who previously seized power. The ultimate plan is to take out Burkina Faso's messiah, Ibrahim Traore, in an assassination attempt that has been thwarted according to the Burkinabe government. Burkina Faso's Security Minister Mahamadou Sana said that Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henri Sandaogo Damiba, who was ousted from power in 2022, had led the military part of this plot. However, Damiba has not commented publicly on the allegations. Sana said several people had been arrested in connection with the plot, including Ahmed Kinda, a former commander of the country's special forces. Damiba seized power in a January 2022 coup against elected President Roch-Marc Christian Kabore. Less than 8 months later, Damiba was overthrown by a 34-year-old captain, Ibrahim Traore, who is currently in power. There's no doubt that these agents of darkness are funded and supported by Western powers that see the upright man as a threat to the neo-colonialist agenda in Burkina Faso. The head of state urged the Burkinabe to be calm because the situation is under control. However, this is not the first attempt against Ibrahim Traore's life since he seized power in September 2022. Since the coup that brought Traoré to power on September 30, 2022, his government has announced a series of unsuccessful coup attempts, the latest being in January 2024, according to media reports. This is about the fourth attempt on his life since he seized power in 2022. However, the new revelations show that the man who Ibrahim Traore ousted on his way to the top is trying to bring him down. These assassination attempts and coup plots come after Traoré made a speech denouncing the Western imperialists and neo-colonialists who are bent on keeping his people in slavery. In a sense, Traoré sees himself as the messiah that has come to lead his people out the bondage of Western powers, especially their former colonial masters, France. Speaking of France, the Burkinabe people and Traoré's government have taken a strong stance against the French and their policies in Burkina Faso. They've leaned more towards Russia, which has proven to be a great ally for the putschist in West Africa. The attempts on his life are now coming from within the country because Traoré's rule was extended for another 5 years till 2029 after a so-called national dialogue that has been criticized by the West and Traoré's opponents within the country, including Damiba. Unlike most African leaders, Traoré continues to prove that he delivers on his promises. He recently launched the country's first treasury deposit bank in Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the Burkina Faso strongman, who led a successful coup in September 2022, has been making moves to help his country grow and free them from Western influence, neo-colonialism, and imperialism. Sovereignty. This is what Traoré has been trying to attain since seizing power in 2022. After gaining independence from France on the 5th of August 1960, Burkina Faso, like other former French colonies, remained under the parasitic influence of the French government. They were quick to wipe out Thomas Sankara when he tried to make Burkina Faso a sovereign state. Attempts on Ibrahim Traoré's life started when he began taking a strong stance against French policies, kicked the French military and French ambassador out of his country, and removed French as the country's official language. There's no doubt that Ibrahim Traoré has taken a strong stance against French policies since seizing power. His coming to power has caused many French companies and banks to leave the country as they fear the upright man. On 18 January 2023, Traoré terminated the 2018 bilateral agreement on the status of French forces in Burkina Faso. On 28 February 2023, they also terminated the 1961 agreement on technical military assistance. There's no doubt that Traoré has the interest of his people at heart despite the many attempts on his life. He promised to free his people from France's claws. He has cancelled the gold and mining licenses of all Western companies in Burkina Faso. He has expelled French diplomats and the French military that was pretending to help fight the Islamic insurgents in the country. He has made many strides in improving the lives of the people by funding many development projects, as we've covered in one of the videos on the new tourist channel. Traoré's life is at great risk since he has stepped on many toes that are beneficiaries of neocolonialism and imperialism. What do you think will happen to Ibrahim Traoré? Do you think more attempts will be made on his life? Let us know in the comments below. Remember to show support for Traoré by liking this video and sharing it with all your friends and family. Thanks for watching, and see you in our next video that shows how Traoré has arrested French spies in Burkina Faso.